Justice Chukwudumeji Oseji. Minority Leader is a very long letter. Do you want to read it, or you want me to just point out the highlights of your letter? Okay, so yeah, it's on the demise of the late Supreme Court Justice Oseji. Mr. Speaker, let me, with deep sense of pain, bring to your notice the demise of Justice Oseji of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, who died on Monday, September the 27th, 2021. He says that his people have lost a great son and brother who gave himself to the entrenchment of justice and rule of law in our country. Honorable Elumelu goes on to say that he's condoling with the governor of Delta State, Senator Okowa, who has been heartbroken by the death of this eminent son of Delta State. And he also conveys his condolences to the Chief Justice of Nigeria. He says, I pray God to console the Oseji family at this moment of grief and grant him eternal rest in peace. Mr. Speaker, may it please you to grant that we hold a 1-minute silence in honor of this great Nigerian in this most respected hallowed chamber. Signed, Honorable Undodi Godwin Elumelu, Minority Leader. So can we get up for a minute and just offer a 1-minute silence? May the soul of the late Justice Oseji rest in peace. Any petitions? Honorable Benila.
Benila, I represent Langtang North and South Federal Constituency of Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, may I present a petition over the disappearance of Inspector Ponzip Njuma. Mr. Njuma Domnan Ponzip disappeared in police custody. I have a letter here, a petition here from his family, whereby the Inspector General has been written to, and there's been no information on the whereabouts of Inspector Ponzip Njuma. I hereby present this public petition, and I ask that the Committee on Public Petitions takes this very seriously. Thank you.
Thank you. You may lay your report. Or rather, lay your petition. I'm sorry. Any other petition? No other petition? All petitions refer to the Committee on Public Petitions. Honorable Melu, you have a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Ndidi Godwin Elumelu, and I represent the good people of Anyocho Federal Constituency. I'm from Delta State. Mr. Speaker, I'll come under Order 8, Rule 4 and 7, urging this House to take this matter as a matter of urgent national importance, and also I will suspend some relevant rules to enable me to take this motion. The motion is about incident abuse and discharge of the 2021 Appropriation Act by ministry, department, and agencies who claim that they've not received money, even when they have received money, and they divert money received into other projects other than the one that is in the budget. This is the essence of the motion.
MDAs diverting monies appropriated to other projects? No, I don't. That's a crime. Any seconder? Honorable Chief Whip.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Marte Monguno, Ganza Federal Constituency of Borno State. I second the motion ably moved by the minority leader.
Those who feel this matter is important enough to take now as a matter of urgent public importance, please say aye. Those guys just say nay. Ayes have it. Well, please make sure you have your facts right, because it's a very serious allegation. It's diversion of public funds. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Ndidi Godwin Elmbelu, and I represent the good people of Anyocho Shimli Federal Constituency. I'm from Delta State. The House notes that the ministries, departments, and agencies are the channels responsible for the delivery of government policies. The House further notes that Section 80 and to 84 of the 1999 Constitution as amended confers powers of appropriation on Parliament as well as its oversight responsibilities over the national purse. The House is aware that Section 80, subsection 4 of the Constitution specifically states that no money shall be withdrawn from the Consolidated Revenue Fund or any other public fund of the Federation except in the manner prescribed by the National Assembly. The House further aware that complying with the constitutional requirements on spending of public funds will ensure effective and efficient management of public resources and put the country's wealth and resources to work for the common good of all Nigerians. The House is therefore concerned that though between 40 to 60% of funds have been released for purposes of implementing the 2021 Appropriation Act, yet most of the MDAs are yet to dispense these funds for the purposes meant for. The House further concerned that some of the MDAs are alleged to have engaged in financial misappropriation by diverting such funds for other or related purposes, thereby frustrating government macroeconomic framework, while others are in outright denial of not receiving such releases. The House is worried that these alleged practices outrightly violate the letters and details of Section 80 to 84 of the 1999 Constitution as amended and frustrate the implementation of government policies. The House further worried that if these alleged corrupt practices are not put to check, the perceived fight against corruption by Mr. President will be discredited in the eyes of Nigerians and that of the international community. The House therefore resolved, 1, mandate all standing committees to thoroughly investigate agencies they supervise and identify such infractions. 2, mandate the committees on finance and appropriation to liaise with the Minister of Finance for the purposes of ascertaining releases made to ministries, departments, and agencies in compliance with the 2021 Appropriation Act. 3, the House also state that all standing committees should conclude this within 2 weeks and report back to the House for further legislative action before the presentation of 2022 budget estimates. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
I think it's also important, that's why I said you have to get facts right. If you have names of the agencies, it's about naming and shaming so that we're specific. But I guess the committees will look into that. Any second, Honorable Kiruka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I am Kiruka Onyejoch. I represent the good people of Iskwatu Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. I rise to second the motion as heavily moved by Minority Leader. I so second.
Minority Leader, just give us 30 seconds insight into exactly what you're talking about.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this motion is primarily coming to inform Nigerians and inform this Hallowed Chamber of some issues that have been raging in our domain but have been very silent. What normally happens is that when releases are made by Minister of Finance in their good judgment, often are sent to the MDAs. Now the MDAs, take for instance, a project is in an agency, an MDA. Somebody goes there to say, okay, listen, I heard that 40% has been released across board. And a project that I have in this agency is not being kick-started. And the agency goes on to say, look, we have not received any money from the ministry. And the facts are there that across board, even without tagging, that monies have been released, and yet agency is claiming that they've not released it. So mine is, come before the House, let the standing committees investigate that there are infractions where some agencies have released money and projects are yet to be kick-started from even award or putting it on advert for pre-qualification. This is the essence of this motion, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Melu. Now, I will always qualify myself by saying, if true, then this is a very serious matter because it's misappropriation, it's diversion of public funds, it's criminal. The budget, and I hope all the MDAs are listening to me, the budget of the National Assembly of the government is a blueprint of what the government seeks to do and its priority areas. If you divert those monies to other projects, it's clearly economic sabotage. And we must look thoroughly into this. And how long, what's the timeline did you put in your prayers? Yes, the budget will be presented in the next couple of weeks where we're going to suspend plenary and do our work. But between now and then, we need to have a clear understanding of what has happened to this motion. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Any personal explanation? No. Is this a motion or personal explanation? Motion. All right, go ahead. Honorable Benson.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Babajimi Benson. I represent the very good people of the Ikorodu Federal Constituency in oil-rich Lagos. Mr. Speaker, I come under Order 8, Rule 4, and I crave the indulgence of the House to please allow me move this matter as of public importance and for the Honorable House to suspend its rule. The title of the motion, Mr. Speaker, is Declaration of Bandits and Their Sponsors as Terrorists. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Igberowe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Mufta Igberowe. I represent Apapa Federal Constituency. I'm from Lagos State. I rise to second the motion as ably moved by Honorable Jimmy Benson. I so second.
Those in favor of the motion important enough to take now, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Please move your motion, Honorable Benson.
The 29th of September.
Sorry, what did you say?
The Senate, sir.
Okay.
on Wednesday, the 29th September 2021, adopted a landmark motion signed by 82 members, urging President Muhammad Buhari to declare bandits.
Signed by 82 members out of 109. How many do you have signing yours?
Everybody is with me, sir.
Okay. Now, I just want to make sure. Yes, go ahead.
To declare bandits ravaging the northern part and other parts of the country as terrorists, and to wage total war on them. They also asked that the president declare all known leaders of bandits wanted and arrest them wherever they are found for prosecution. Such declaration, Mr. Speaker, should be done through a prescription order pursuant to the Section 2 of the Terrorism Protection Act, as amended. I would like to echo the same sentiment and ask my honorable colleagues to join the Senate in urging Mr. President to declare bandits and their sponsors as terrorists. This will underline the determination of the government to combat the wave of criminality and murders conducted by bandits all over the country. The declaration of bandits as terrorists can be done through a prescription order that will serve as added impetus for our brave security personnel to redouble their efforts at dealing with this menace. Such declaration, Mr. Speaker, when given the force of law, will renew the vigor of our military personnel and make them resolute in dealing with the menace of banditry as a mode of operation and rule of engagement in the purview of the Terrorism Prevention Act, and any persons associated with such groups can then be legally prosecuted and sentenced to penalties specified in the Act. Declaration of all bandits as terrorists may also encourage other countries to do same and help create a global consensus around dealing with transnational factors that feeds the domestic activities of such prescribed organizations and individuals. As previously observed in this House, Mr. Speaker, no one action can be a silver bullet to solving our insecurity in Nigeria, but a collection of many effective actions and strategies can bring safety. It is in this spirit that I speak today, sir. Insecurity in Nigeria requires an all-of-government approach. Hence, I also use this opportunity to urge the President to implement the recommendation of the National Security Summit, which took place in June this year and organized by this noble House. It was officially delivered to Mr. President in July. All hands have to be on deck to be able to win this battle against insecurity in all its manifestations. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Benson, you said the only way it can be done is by proscribing. That's the way you label it, a terrorist organization, right? So what are you proscribing? It's a very good motion. I like the motion, but we want to use that. You proscribe groups, right? That's what you prescribe. You prescribe groups that have a name and all of that. But what are you prescribing in this? You are prescribing an offense. Banditry is, you can best call it a crime. Can you prescribe, or do you ban, or do you outright? I need to be very careful about, because you are presenting the president with something to do, but you have to make it easy for him. Can you prescribe banditry? So declare it. No, because in his motion he said the way it can be done is to proscribe it. So what are you prescribing? I understand. You call it terrorism instead of banditry. I understand. I agree with that. So without saying proscribing, because you can't prescribe banditry.
Yes, I withdraw the prescription.
So you just declare it
and declare banditry
yes.
heinous
As
and
terrorism.
terrorism.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Seconder, Honorable Dao Magaji. Can you second, please? What are you seconding? This is a very important motion. So you weren't listening to him? Unless you disagree, then we can find somebody else to second.
Your Excellency.
Okay. Chairman Power, yeah.
Yes, I rise to second the motion heavily raised by Honorable Benson. As well second.
Thank you. Honorable Benson, I don't think there's any need to debate. Is there anybody that wants to speak against the motion?
No.
Why? There's freedom of expression. Honorable Shatima, you want to speak against? Eh? Your mic.
Yes, sir, Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable colleagues. I just raised, second him for the second time. Maybe my chairman has not said it well. To save the situation that I Lawal Shetima Ali, representing Bursari Academy, Bursari Federal Constituency, from Yobe State, arise to second the motion heavily moved by the chairman, Army. Defense, as
Defense.
amended. Yes, sir, as amended, that the president should declare bandits as terrorists.
So
That's the position, sir. I
So-
saw second and move for the amendment.
thank you. That's a further secondment. Okay. Eh? Yes.
Since it's almost a concurrent resolution
Yes.
about issue,
So-
that means it has a force of law.
Yes. We are on the same page as the Senate, and I'll put the question. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Those against, please say nay. Somebody whispered nay. Have the courage of conviction and speak up. Honorable Kumo, did you say nay? Eh? Eh? Capital. Okay. The ayes have it. So moving right along, the first order of the day is the third reading of a bill for an act to amend the Federal Polytechnics Act, Cap F17, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to establish Federal Polytechnic Fagge, Kano State, to provide opportunities for technical education in furtherance of government economic objective of ensuring efficient, dynamic, and self-reliant economy, and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Deputy, are you prepared to take this, or do we step it down? Deputy Leader, do you want to take this, or do we step it down? All right. Honourable members will recall that the bill was adopted in the Committee of the Whole on Tuesday, 28 September 2021. I therefore call on the leadership of the House to move that the bill be now read the third time. House Leader. House Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and my distinguished colleagues. I am Comrade Peter of North Japatasi, representing Akoko Edo Federal Constituency. I'm from Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I move that a bill for an act to amend the Federal Polytechnic Act, Cap F17, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to establish Federal Polytechnic Fagge, Kano State, to provide opportunities for technical education in furtherance of government economic objective of ensuring effective, dynamic, and self-reliant economy, and for related matter, HB 711, be read for the first time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Seconder? Honorable Woodil.
Muhammad Ali Udil. I rise to second.
Please rise.
Mr. Speaker, I rise.
Oh, sorry, you're already ready. Okay, go ahead.
I stand tall to second that the bill be read for the third time as moved by my leader. Okay, the mover said I should mention it explicitly for the establishment of Page Federal Polytechnic. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk, long title.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to amend the Federal Polytechnics Act, Cap F-17, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to establish Federal Polytechnic Fagge, Kano State, to provide opportunities for technical education in furtherance of government economic objective of ensuring efficient, dynamic and self-reliant economy, and for related matters. Third reading.
Bill read third time and passed. The second order of the day is third reading of a bill for an act to establish the National Hydrographic Agency to carry out hydrographic and oceanographic surveys, including ocean meteorology, for national defense, and for related matters. Stand in the name of the House Leader. Honourable members will recall that the bill was adopted in the Committee of the Whole on Tuesday, 28 September. I therefore call on the Leader of the House to move that the bill be now read the third time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, I move that a bill for an act to establish the National Hydrographic Agency to carry out hydrographic and oceanographic surveys, including ocean meteorology for national defense and for related matters. HB 1021 be read for the third time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Second, Honorable Yusuf.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yusuf Buba Yakub, I represent Gombe Home Federal Constituency from Adamawa State. I rise to second that the bill to establish the National Hydrographic Agency be read the third time. I so second.
Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Clerk.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish National Hydrographic Agency to carry out hydrographic and oceanographic surveys, including ocean meteorology for national defense and for related matters. Third reading.
Read the third time and passed. Fourth order of the day is the third reading of a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal College of Education, Yauri, Kebbi State, to provide full-time courses, teaching, instructors, and training in technology, applied science, social sciences, humanities, and management to carry out research on the development and adaptation of technologies and to relate for related matters. Standing in the name of the House Leader, honorable members will recall that the bill was adopted in the Committee of the Whole on Tuesday, 23rd September 2021. I therefore call on the Leader of the House to move that the bill be now read third time.
Mr. Speaker, it appears we are meeting item 3. We have omitted item 3. Straight to 4? Okay. Mr. Speaker, I move that a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal College of Education, Technical, Yauri, Kebbi State, to provide for full-time courses, teaching, instructions, and training in technology and applied science, arts, social studies, humanities, and management to carry out research in the development and adaptation of technologies and for related matter. HP 629 be read for the third time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Comrade, please second. There's only one comrade in the house. There's only one comrade in the house, yeah.
God bless you. As President has joined the League of Leaders. Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am from Kano State, and my name is Comrade Aminu Suleiman. I represent Pagi Federal Constituency. I rise to second for the adoption or third reading of the bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal University of Agriculture and Entrepreneurship. Honorable, whip. Adversaries are distracting me. They should be legislatively be won.
Please don't distract the only comrade we have. We are on number 4, comrade. Don't mind them. They are distracting you, but you were distracted earlier. That's why you don't know which number we are. But it's okay. It's okay.
Thank you for coming to my rescue, Your Excellency. I start to second that the bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Education Technical, Yauri, Kebbi State, to provide for full-time courses, teaching, instruction, and training in technology and applied sciences be read for the third time. I second Your Excellency.
All right, those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. We now go back to the third order of the day, which is the third reading of a bill for an act. Okay, yes, the long title, sorry.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal College of Education Technical, Yauri, Kebbi State, to provide full-time courses, teaching, instructions, and training in technology, applied science, arts, social sciences, humanities, and management, to carry out research in the development and adaptation of technologies, and for related matters. Third reading.
Bill read third time and passed. Third order of the day, going back, is the third reading of a bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Agriculture and Entrepreneurship in Oyo State, and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the bill was adopted in the Committee of the Whole on Tuesday, 28 September. I therefore call on the Leader of the House to move that the bill be now read the third time.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Agriculture and Entrepreneurship, Sariki, Oyo State, and related matters, HB 548, be read for the third time. I so move. I know be Yoruba man. We only
Honorable Betera, please second.
My name is Honorable Mukhtar Betara. I rise to second the motion as moved by Honorable colleague.
I was distracted. Which one are you seconding?
Item 6.
Eh?
Number 6.
Number 6.
Yes, sir.
Is it correct? Chairman appropriation. Those in favor, please say aye. It's not correct. No, it says 6. Honorable Betara, please read out the one you are seconding. Just read out so that we'll be clear. We don't go and hit the gavel on the wrong one. Yes.
Colleagues, I'm seconding the bill for an act to establish Federal University of Agriculture, Entrepreneurship Psyche.
Exactly. Exactly. You don't mind your detractors. Exactly. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. The ayes have it. I don't think Honorable, yeah, please read the long title.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish Federal University of Agriculture and Entrepreneurship, Saki, Oyo State, and for related matters, third reading.
Bill read third time and passed. I don't think Honorable Nole is here. And I don't think Honorable Tukura is here. So can we step down the next two, please? Chairman, please step down the next two items. They're not here.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name remains Honorable Ademori Adefuye. I represent Shomolu Federal Constituency. I am from Lagos State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleague, I rise to move that a bill, item number 5 and 6, a bill for an act to provide for legal framework to establish Federal Medical Center, Apugu, Nkanu West, Enugu State, and related matter, HB 1098, and a bill for an act to establish Federal Medical Center, Zurus, and for related matter, HB 1443, be stepped down due to the absence of the movers of the bill, sir. I so move.
Which one? Honorable Benila, please second. Or rather, we're stepping down, right? Okay. I'll step down. The two is Honorable. Gosh. Honorable Gumi. Okay, Honorable Gumi is here. Okay. The seventh order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to amend the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria Act Cap T3, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to ensure that only licensed or registered and qualified persons who exhibit thorough professional conduct teach in schools, and for related matters, sign in the name of Honorable Suleiman Abubakar Gumi. Honorable members recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 25th July 2019. I now invite Honorable Gumi to move that the bill be read the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Engineer Suleiman Abubakar Gumi, representing the good people of Gumi Buku Federal Constituency. I rise to my fellow I rise to call for the second reading of the bill for an act to amend the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, Act T3, Laws of the Federal Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to ensure that only licensed or registered and qualified persons who exhibit thorough professional conduct teach in schools and for related matters. I so move.
Honorable Ruru, please second.
I remain Kabir Alasorum. I represent Honorable Nkura Chebe Federal Constituency. The Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by Honorable Engineer Suleiman Gumi. I so second for the Speaker. Thank you.
Okay, I think this is straightforward, so that we move very fast. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Clap.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to amend the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria Act, Cap T3, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to ensure that only licensed or registered and qualified persons who exhibit thorough professional conduct teach in schools and for related matters. Second reading.
The bill is referred to the Committee on Basic Education and Services. The eighth order of the day is motion on urgent need to rehabilitate Avu Etekuru Road and complete the abandoned Oguta Inebuku Bridge in Imo State. Standing in the name of Honorable Uju Kingsley. Honorable Uju is invited to move the motion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name remains Honorable Ujukis Chima, member representing Ohaji Ebema Oguta Oru West, Federal Constituency of Imo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move a motion titled Budget Need to Rehabilitate Avo Etekuru Road and complete the abandoned Oguta Nebuku Bridge in Imo State. The House notes that Avo Etekuru Road is a major road linking Ohajebema and Owerri West local government areas of Imo State, and is also an access road for multinational oil companies and over 30 communities in the two local government areas. Also note that the Niger Delta Development Commission awarded contracts for the rehabilitation of Avetebu Road and construction of a bridge across Oguta Lake to Lake Nebugu community and Egwe Oguta communities. Further notes that legislative oversight have been carried out at the contract sites in the presence of the acting managing director of NDDC and the contractors to ascertain the level of work done and the reasons for the undue delay in completing the project. Aware that the contracts were awarded over 15 years ago and the contractors were mobilized, but no significant progress has been made at the site as the contractors are demanding for an upward review of the contracts due to high cost of materials. Worried that the road has become impassable as it has deteriorated and in the process cutting off the three neighboring local governments of Ohajebema, Oguta, and Owerri West from other parts of Imo State. Cognizant that if the road is not given the urgent attention it deserves, more lives and properties will be lost to flooding in Avu and Etekuru and other communities where the construction of the bridge was abandoned in Oguta. Resolves to 1, urge the Federal Road Maintenance Agency to urgently rehabilitate the Avu Etekuru Road to ease free flow of traffic on the road. 2, to also urge the Niger Delta Development Commission to urgently review and redesign
the projects to conform with the modern engineering designs and costs so that the jobs can resume in earnest. 3, mandate the committees on NDDC and FEMA to liaise with the relevant agencies for possible compliance. Thank you very much. I so move. Thank you.
Honorable Shetima.
Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable colleagues, I remain Lawan Shetima Ali, representing the good people of Bursari, Gaidam, Yunusari Parent Constituency. I rise to second the motion ably moved by Honorable Kingsley. I say second, sir.
It's an infrastructure motion. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Ninth order of the day is a motion on alleged police brutality in Obi Nomba community in Delta State. Standing in the name of Honorable Osai. Honorable Osai is invited to move the motion. Honorable Osai, please, let's just very quickly and then just go to your prayers. We're supposed to leave here at 1. We still have consideration of reports. It's 10 minutes to 1.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. I remain Honorable Osai, Nicholas Osai. I represent Doko Okwani Federal Constituency of Delta State, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. Alleged police brutality in Obinomba community of Delta State. The House notes on October 4, 2020, a video went viral showing officers of the disbanded Police Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SAS, dragging 2 men from a hotel and then shot one of them aside which triggered a nationwide NSAS protest that lasted for many weeks. Also note that following the NSAS protest, the United Nations, UN, and the European Union called for an end to police brutality in Nigeria. Worried, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleague, that at about 8:30 p.m. on Friday, 24th September 2021, men of the Nigerian police force, without reason, allegedly shot sporadically into the air in Obinomba community of Delta State before storming into a nearby hotel and murdered one Ojirikere Gift, who was celebrating his birthday in the hotel. Aware that the alleged killing led to massive protests by women and youth of the community who erected barricades at several spots on the ever-busy Sapele-Agbo Expressway. Disturbed, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleague, that the reported murder is one out of many cases of extrajudicial killing in the country and violates the operational ethos of a modern police force. Resolved, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, to mandate the Committee on Police Affairs to visit the bereaved family and conduct investigation into the circumstances surrounding the alleged killing in Obinomba community of Delta State, with a view to bringing the company to book and report back within 2 weeks for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Chief Whip. Okay. Chief Whip.
Okay. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Marte Monguno, Ganze Federal Constituency of Borno State. I second the motion ably moved by Honorable Nicholas Osai. Nicholas Osai.
Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it. Is Honorable Jato here? All right, so we'll take yours. 10th order of the day is a motion on need to investigate the operational activities of public health institutions in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Starting in the name of Honorable Mohammed Jato. Honorable Jato is invited to move his motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues. I am Jato Mohammed Awal, representing Vaiki Federal Constituency. I am from Bauchi State. I rise to move a motion for a need to investigate the operational activities of public health institutions in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Abuja. I read. Note that the public health institutions established to control, manage, and remedy health challenges of Nigerians who have one form of sickness, illness, or the other. Concerned that the management of public health institutions in the Federal Capital Territory, rather than strengthening the institutions for sustainability, engages in sharp practices where supplied drugs and medical facilities are misused or converted to personal use, thereby letting patients to bear the brunt. Also concerned that patients in public health institutions in the Federal Capital Territory are compelled to donate blood for transfusion and pay heavily for pathological and laboratory assessments, regardless of whether the blood is utilized or not for the purpose. Worried that most of the drugs purchased by patients within the hospitals were attested to be substandard and expensive as well as the pharmacies, in collaboration with the public health institutions, diverted the standard drugs, hospital facilities, and modern equipment to private clinics, while the hospitals remain neglected without government interventions. Disturbed by the irregularities perpetuated in the Federal Capital Territory health institutions where delivery kits are sold to pregnant women at the cost of 6,000 naira, and a bed space goes for between 2,000 to 5,000 naira, depending on the locations, which could be cheaper in private hospitals. Cognizant of the need to take necessary measures to address irregularities regarding public health institutions in the Federal Capital Territory so as to restore public confidence in the government. Resolved, mandate the Committee on Federal Capital Territory to investigate the irregularities in the operational activities of public health institutions in the Federal Capital Territory and report back within 2 weeks for further legislative actions. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues of the national highest lawmaking body of Nigeria, I so move. Thank you.
Honorable J.J. Joe.
Very much. My name is Jim Abdurrahim Alajidi. I represent Lagos Mainland, Federal Constituency, Lagos State. I stand to second the motion as moved by my colleagues. Thank you.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. 11th order of the day is consideration of report of the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services on a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal College of Education Technical, Agoiwoye, Ogun State, and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the bill was laid on Thursday, 1st July 2021. Honorable Aminu Suleiman will move for its consideration.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am from Kano State, and my name is Comrade Aminu Suleiman. I represent Pegi Federal Constituency. Excellency the Speaker, honorable colleagues, I move that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services on a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Education Technical, Agoiwoye, Ogun State, and for related matters, HB 430, and approve the recommendation therein. I move, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Nwauba. Please second.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues. Henry Nwauba, Litolu Ikeduru Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion. I so second.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it. The 12th order of the day is consideration of a report of the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services on a bill for an act to establish the Federal College of Agriculture, Malum Fashi, Katsina State, and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the bill was laid on Thursday, 1st July 2021. Honorable Suleiman will move for its consideration.
Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am from Kano State, and my name is Comrade Aminu Suleiman. I represent Pagi Federal Constituency. Honorable colleagues, I move that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services on a bill for an act to establish Federal College of Agriculture, Malum Fashi, Kano State, and for related matters, HB 424, and approve the recommendation therein. I move, Honorable Speaker.
Federal Card.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I am Abubakar Yahya Kusada. I represent Kankia Kusada Enga Federal Constituency. I rise to second as moved by Honorable Aminu Suleiman Goro. Thank you.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Chairman, Business and Rules. Oh no, you discussed with Honorable Jerry, right?
Okay.
Huh?
Pardon me?
You've discussed with Honorable Jerry?
Yes, I have.
All right, go ahead.
I have. Yes. Mr. Chairman, items number 13 up to 17 on the other paper, I hereby move that they be stepped down for another date.
Honorable Jerry Alakwasa, thank you very much for your understanding in the interest of time. Honorable Jerry, please, can you second the... Okay, it's to step down, right? Okay, there's no need for secondment. The matters are stepped down. No, okay, go ahead. You want to say something? Okay, second, please, second. If you second. Although there's no need for secondment, but second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The time is not friendly with us. As a result of that, I rise to second the motion every moved by the Chairman, Rule and Business, that this consideration be stepped down to the further legislative day.
Thank you very much, Elder. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Step down. Leader, move that the House will resolve to the Committee of the Whole. We'll consider the first two reports and we'll call it a day.
Mr. Speaker and my distinguished colleagues, once again I'm Comrade Peter Nyozudia Kwatisin, representing the great people of Akoko Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House do resolve to Committee of the Whole to consider reports. I so move.
Your Speaker, the rule has to be suspended for you to do. Mr. Speaker, well, my observation is that the rules has to be suspended for you to... Okay. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mohamed Tair Monguno. I represent Marte Monguno, Gaza Federal Constituency of Borno State. I hereby move that our rules be suspended to enable the Speaker to preside as chairman in the Committee of the Whole. Honorable members, please resume your seats. Please resume your seats.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues.
Please, if you want to take your leave quietly without distracting the House. Take your leave quietly if you want to take your leave.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Ameja Hababa is my name. Chibok Dambo Goza Federal Constituency is where I represent. I rise to second the motion ably moved by the Chief of the House for the suspension of relevant rules to enable Mr. Speaker to preside over the Committee of the Whole. I so second. Thank you.
Thank you. Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Anybody to second on the Deputy Leader's motion that will resolve to the Committee of the Whole? You don't want to go to the Committee of the Whole? Yes, I know. I know. No, comrade, you cannot. Is your report we're taking? So, we'll let Michelle.
Excellency, I remain Honorable Dr. Haruna Michelia. I speak for the people of Askra Bahawul Federal Constituency. I stand to second the motion ably moved by the Deputy Leader for us to convene on the Committee of the Whole. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support, say aye. Those against, say nay. Ayes have it. Honorable colleagues, the first bill to be considered is a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Education, Technical ACO in Agoiwoye, Ogun State, and for other related matters. Honorable Aminu, please give us a very short synopsis of this very important bill.
Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, the proposed bill under reference is a bill, even though from the minority, it underscores the generosity of the Speaker to give a very speedy consideration of the bill that I'm going to present now. Honorable Speaker, it is intended to assist in deepening the quest for education, technical education in particular.
Are you sure this is the right bill?
In view of the fact that that part of the Southwest is the least in the state that are having a tertiary institution, particularly technical. There are 28 classes, Mr. Chairman, and all the 28 classes, except the short title, are recommended for retention. And the short title should read that this bill may be cited at the Federal College of Education Technical, ACO, Ago Uwe, Ogun State Establishment Bill 2021. The Schedules 2, which contains the principal officers of any would-be institutions, are also recommended for retention, making it easy for honorable colleagues to use privilege and give expeditious approval for the passage and subsequent establishment of this institution. Mr. Chairman, I respectfully move.
Whose bill was it?
The bill of the minority, and in your accommodation and usual status.
Yeah, who?
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. Who?
It spoke for the deputy minority whip. It should be noted that you have been so gracious to the minority members, and probably that explains the love they have for your party. And I think we should continue and sustain it with us. Thank you very much.
So he's the one bringing this federal presence to Agoiwe.
Yes, sir.
We'll go clause by clause. Clauses 1 to 5. Any objections? Carried. 5 to 10. 9. 10, 11, 12, 13. Are you sure? Clauses 14, 15, and 16. 17, 18, 19. 20 to 23. 24 to 28. The schedules carried. Short title. Explanation carried. It's assumed that we've carried the whole report, right? The second bill to be considered is a bill for an act to establish the Federal College of Agriculture, Malum Fashi, Katsina State, and for related matters, Honorable Alminu Suleiman, please give us synopsis.
Honorable Chair, honorable colleagues, this bill too is an establishment bill which was referred to our committee and as requested by our legislative procedures was put into all the rigors required for consideration of bills leading to subsequent presentation and the recommendation as contained in the paper before us. Like the other one, all the clauses involved were also recommended for retention, and I urge the patriotic position of this honorable House to consider and approve the recommendations as provided here. I move, Honorable Chairman, sir.
Okay. I believe most of us have been able to go through this report as well. Honorable, you wanted to say something? Okay. So we've all gone through. We've all gone through. Okay. Clauses 1 to 24. All the clauses. 1 to 24. Anybody? Any objection on any of the clauses? So all the clauses are carried. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Carried. Short title. Memorandum of explanation. Carried. Deputy, this is revert to plenary.
Thank you, Chair. I move that the House reverts to plenary to report progress. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Honorable JJ.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I stand to second the motion as moved by the leader. Thank you.
House reverts to plenary. Honourable members, the House and the Committee of Whole consider the report of the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services on a bill for an act to provide for establishment of the Federal College of Education, Technical, in Agoiwe, Ogun State, and for related matters, which was a bill that was sponsored by the Deputy Minority Leader. I believe that bill was sponsored by the Deputy Minority Leader. We approved clauses 1 to 27, clause 28 as amended, the schedules, long title, and the explanatory memorandum of the report. The House also, in the Committee of the Whole, considered the report of the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services on the bill for an act to establish the Federal College of Agriculture, Malum Fashi, Katsina State, and for related matters. The House approved clauses 1 to 25, clause 26 as amended, the schedules, the long title, and explanatory memorandum of the report. Deputy Leader, please move for adoption.
Mr. Speaker and my colleagues, Comrade Peter Ohiozidi Akpatusi in MNI once again. I move that the reports of the House be adopted. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Chairman of Operation.
Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to second the motion as moved by the House Leader. I so move, sir.
Those in support, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it. Deputy Leader, please move for adjournment.
Mr. Speaker and my great colleagues, I move that this House adjourn till 11 o'clock, Tuesday, the 31st of September. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Make sure you get the dates right.
I move that this House adjourn to 11 o'clock, Tuesday next week. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
What date is Tuesday next week?
Tuesday next week, Mr. Speaker, sir.
When?
Mr. Speaker.
When you write dates, you write the day, the month, the exact date, and the year. So what date?
Yes, sir. Mr. Speaker, I'm specifically talking about Tuesday the 5th for this.
Okay. Oyo State. No, Oyo. Are you, well, are you, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, Odebo Segun is my name. I represent the good people of Surulere Ugolua Federal Constituency. I rise to support the motion ably moved by the Deputy Leader. I so second.
Those in favor of adjournment to 11 a.m. Tuesday the 5th, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Those, you have a reason? What's your reason?
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity. Well, since you have obliged me, I think, before that Tuesday, 5th of October, we'll have marked and celebrated our 61st anniversary. I congratulate you and all of us. Thank you.
Huh? Independence Day, okay. That's why we shouldn't adjourn till Tuesday. Okay. Let's put the question again based on your observation. Those in favor of adjournment till Tuesday, the 5th, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it.
Excuse me, sir.